It is.
What in the Vita Blue, yellow-bellied, red-blooded hell was that this weekend?
No clue.
Deion Sanders shooting Shador's chances to go high in the draft in the foot.
It was a joint effort. And we'll explain when we start.
Yeah, we'll explain after I say, let's go.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning! Snowman here to all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters. Shut up! I gotta thank you, Shane.
I mean, whatever happened to the games where breaking 100 points was, I don't know, unusual?
There was one word to sum up the All-Star weekend.
Trays. Cause we take this job so serious.
Splash Brothers, yes. Ray Allen, replace him with Steve Kerr. Reggie Miller, yeah.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Oh yeah! We're back, baby! We're back!
I really don't know what the hell happened this weekend.
You are in rare form, dog.
Man, I ain't seen somebody fall that far back out of a draft since watching Talladega this weekend. I mean, damn.
Yeah.
Here we go into a Monday. Good morning. Welcome to the post-draft microphone trouble manic Monday edition of Snowman in the Morning. We are glad to have y'all with us.
Screw you.
And of course, this first hour is brought to you in part by Invader Coffee, fuel for the fearless. Use the code Snowman at checkout and get 15% off of your order at invadercoffee.com.
Screw you for that, Brian.
Man, he was having mic issues too. Shut the hell up. Man, shut the hell up.
I had mic trouble too, Droid.
Listen, okay, so
Look,
I'm
just because it's your birthday doesn't mean you get a pass for being a
call with my lady, all right?
Man, just because it's your birthday doesn't mean you get a pass on being a jackass, okay?
Oh, I do get a pass. by the birthday gods themselves say, I get a pass, all right?
Man, screw that.
It's his birthday.
And also, it doesn't help that I'm on call with my lady, and I kind of don't want to hang up because A, I'm lazy, and B,
that's how you are. That's fine.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now,
Droid, I understand completely.
But
I've been
what
on that
I
call for
want,
7 years.
But like, seriously, Shadur, not just Shadur, but like guys like Kobe Bryant, Melo Dotson as well,
Mhm.
dropping out of the draft. It was
What
confusing.
the hell was that?
Well,
All throughout the week, we're going to discuss all the happenings of the draft and get everybody ready for the 2025 season.
mhm.
This morning, we'll welcome Bill Schoenig, the recently retired voice of the Spurs. That'll be at the bottom of the hour. Ryan McCoffey will come at the top of the second hour. And of
The
course, Jay Spivey will
international
close up shop.
supervillain.
Yes.
What?
The supervillain.
The super villain.
The super villain will join us at the bottom of the hour.
First and
We're going
foremost, I want to
Go
say a
ahead.
special thank you
to
the Pittsburgh Steelers.
What the hell they do right for once in their life?
Thank you, Pittsburgh. Because at the very least, the turkey of the draft is not the Dallas Cowboys. The
God.
bonehead decisions that y'all made us and the Cleveland Browns look better by comparison.
Oh, we're going to get into all of that.
So thank you for taking that weight off us. We really appreciate it.
Speaking of doling out thanks, I'm going to dole out some thanks myself to Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves.
I knew you were going to go there.
I knew this was coming. And the biggest
Thank you,
reason is
Ant-Man,
because
for putting the Fakers on the brink.
Yep. But they got one more game to get.
And they will get it at the new forum.
I don't care about no LeBron, a guy named Devon. I do not care. T-Wolves in 5.
which means I'm going to have to make a phone call to the father.
Which was my call at the start of the playoffs.
It was.
And a happy birthday to the one and only evil super producer himself, Mr. Cole Johnson.
Wait,
Yes, sir.
birthday?
It
So
is his birthday today.
They share
Number
birthdays.
52.
Okay.
Cole, I hope we're doing you proud, brother.
So Troy shares a birthday with the EP of all EPs.
That he does.
The
Nice.
evilest EP of all EPs.
Mm-hmm.
And don't forget, paid for by the city fee.
Oh,
Yes,
dear
indeed.
God.
Yeah, and like I said, if all goes to plan, I'm going to have to make a call to the father tomorrow or on Wednesday because we're going to have to have an end of service benediction for them fakers.
Listen, the father may be here with us all week if I have something to say about
And
it. And the commissioner will return as well.
And here's the thing.
I heard you.
That's bad.
No, it's not.
No,
How-
my mother is just getting rushed to the emergency room right now.
Oh no.
Dude, do what you got to do.
Go.
No. My dad's taking her. I can't drive right now.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Dude, I just woke up. There's no shot I'm gonna be driving this early.
Fair enough.
That's
So
fair enough.
here's the
Fair enough. Been
thing,
there.
right? Also, the Warriors got the first one at home.
Yep.
Shut up.
We're gonna get the second one at home.
No, we're not. No, you're not. Jalen Green's
Oh,
going to drop
yes, we
30
are.
on your head.
Nope. That means
Jalen Green's going to drop 30. Dylan Brooks is going to drop his first 20-point game in his career.
Oh, please.
And
Albert
Dylan Brooks
Sengun
is gonna get
have
socked.
17 rebounds.
Dylan Brooks is gonna get socked in the mouth by Jimmy Butler.
Dylan Bricks.
Isn't Jimmy B injured?
Yeah,
he's
but he gets a
resting.
couple extra days to heal.
Yeah, he's
that
so
was
that's a game time
we
decision.
can go there. That was a big win for the Warriors on Saturday night without
listen,
Jimmy
I do
Butler
not
in the
care.
lineup.
I do not care about no Rockets right now because it's NHL playoffs. But we
That's true. Oh, also, Sick Diggy
Yes.
says, "Get well soon, Joy's mom." So Sick Diggy said,
you,
prayers for you.
you asshole for doing that. But
Oh, shut up.
I can't. But something I
in
find
all
crazy is I share a
seriousness-
birthday with Ray Ray,
Yep.
and then NHL playoffs is going on. The
The
Panthers
NHL
play
playoffs
tonight.
are going to be cray and Z. Okay.
Panthers play tonight. And I want to talk
Mhm.
about the Blues, but we'll talk about that after the draft talks.
Yeah. So
why are you? What did the Blues get kicked out?
No, the Blues are putting belt to ass at home against the Jets.
Good.
Let me tell you the combined total score by the Blues.
Okay.
Mhm.
The Blues in their 2 games at home have, I think, 12 goals.
Wow.
The Jets combined in those 2 games, 3.
Oh my God. Is one of those a shutout?
No,
One
one was a
shutout?
7-2 win. The
Okay.
other one was a 5-1 win. And that's the Blues led by Captain Braden Shen, the nightmare fuel for Shaner, and the last time he was able to possibly win a cup and lost.
Oh, so are the Blues back?
The Blues are so back, and Pavel Buchnevich having a hell of a playoffs, scoring a hat trick in that 7-2 win against the Jets.
Nice.
But we're not here to talk about NHL playoffs in this first hour. We're here to talk about now how in the hell, or as one of our buddies of the show, Chris Bass, says.
Oh,
you mean?
I believe he is
looking
for
what in the all types of blue hell
was that? How do you all congregate together and be like, all right, so we're gonna let Shedeur drop to the 5th round, right? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
You know what's bad though?
And then the Browns are like, you know what would be even funnier? What if we draft Dylan Gabriel first?
And I saw that prank call droid.
That had me cracking up.
I saw that prank call droid.
I'm going to tell you right now, there's going to be a lot of people after hearing that crank bell, like,
you stupid.
wanting to whoop somebody's ass. And yes, I just added that. You're all welcome.
I'm going to be honest. I think if Shedeur has a good camp and he makes that 53-man roster, they should start him.
Well, the thing about it is, look who he's going up against.
Brian, give me one quarterback he can sit behind and actually learn something from.
Dylan Gabriel.
Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco. I just gave
Joe Flacco will not start this season.
Flacco's not starting.
That on everything I love.
They are not going to kick the tread of the tires of Joe Flacco. No.
Flacco has been signed, and the only other QB they've got that's worth a damn is Pickett.
You gotta realize this is your quarterback room in Cleveland. You got Diddy Watson. You got
this man did not just say freaking Diddy Watson.
You got Diddy Watson. You got Kenny gets picked Pickett. You got Kenny picked off Pickett.
This man broke out.
He did not just say that.
He said Diddy fucking Watson.
He did not just say. He did not just say that.
Joe One Ring Flacco.
Oh my God!
You got Watson. You got Dylan barely beat Ohio State Gabriel, and you got Shedeur beat by Devin Neal Sanders.
Are you kidding me?
So here's something I've been doing a little bit of digging, and I'm gonna say this with a heavy heart.
Yes,
Shedeur messed himself over a little bit.
Yeah, he did.
He did big time.
Here's why. So, from what I've gathered, was that the interview part did not go well at all, especially when he was trying to dictate which teams he would talk to.
Yep.
According to many sources, he came off as overtly arrogant, almost to the point of egotistical.
Yep.
And of course, with everything going with Dion, that also soured a lot of teams. Now, does it put him as 5th round eligible? No, it does not. I still think that the league was wrong in this. Y'all had teams in the 3rd round that need a quarterback. You can't tell me that Shedeur is only good to be a 5th round pick.
Also, Victor, you also got to realize the Saints selected, which is going to be just another Mac and Cheese Jones.
Exactly.
Tyler Schaff. And I know that a lot of people are like, are you just saying that because he's white? No, I'm not saying that same thing about Dylan Gabriel. Dylan Gabriel's a pretty good quarterback, and so is Will Howard.
Race means nothing.
Tyler Schaub
Race doesn't mean it. Let me just put this out there. Race doesn't mean a damn thing.
But
it comes
Tyler
to
Schaub is literally the least potential you can have in a quarterback in this draft. You had, I mean, I think Jackson Dart, he got taken late in the draft.
Yeah, he got taken by the Giants.
He got taken in the first round by the Giants.
By the way, dear Shedeur Sanders, in regards to Cleveland,
you're screwed. Yeah, you're totally screwed.
Yeah, he is.
But
because he's in Cleveland.
Yes,
I think him and Jerry Jeudy could make a couple highlight plays throughout the year, but they're not making playoffs.
Well,
playoffs.
Let's put it this way: it ain't gonna be Flacco. It's gonna be either Shedeur or
playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs?
I think, and a lot of people are gonna laugh at me about this. I think Watson's gonna get injured in training camp.
Watson is still injured.
Yeah,
what the
he's
fuck
still
are you
injured.
talking about?
Yeah, he's gonna get re-injured, dude. That's what I'm
talking
about. He's not gonna be ready for week 1.
Because you're talking about a fellow who now has torn his ACL twice.
Yes,
2 times.
Your career's over at that point.
Yeah, his career should be done.
I think the person that's gonna start, and now hold your horses before you laugh. And I can already see the smirk forming on Shane's face.
Is it Crab Legs?
No, Crab Legs is. I don't even think he's in Cleveland anymore.
No, he gone.
He gone?
It's going to be Kenny Pickett, and I'll tell you why. Because you're really gonna. You can't trust rookies that fast. We learned in the past that throwing rookies in their rookie year on a bad team is what's going to kill their careers. Look at Justin Fields. His career was killed because the Bears threw him out when he had no O-line, and it was the worst team in the NFL.
And Bryce Young may not be too far behind, but the Panthers are starting to work around him.
Bryce Young is a different case. I think you look more at Caleb Williams for that one. Caleb Williams I've seen some training camp footage, off-season workout footage. He's not improving, but he's not bad.
He's not relapsing, but he's not improving the way we want him.
By the way, to clarify something, Watson's injury is a right Achilles tendon re-tear.
Right.
Diagnosis that could sideline him for most, if not all, of the 2025 season.
That's what I thought.
Okay, let me welcome the playmaker into the chat. He said, Houston, you had one job, and then he backs it up with, oh, good day. Good day to you. Blake Hammock is with us. What's up, guys? It's the co-host Blake Hammock, and welcome to the live stream.
Yeah, I got a stream on
Playmaker says
Deshaun
Watson, Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel,
Dylan Gabriel.
You got it wrong, Shaner. It's the great Hambino.
It's the great Fatino. Let's go there. I'm sticking with that. The great Fatino.
It's the great Fatino.
The true Burger King.
The lovely, the always loved, never hated Patrick Mahomes.
Yep.
I mean, at the end of the day, let's just remember one thing. At least Cleveland didn't screw up by going this far, risking everything for this clown.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Okay. Honestly, I didn't mind the Bears draft. It was
the Bears draft was actually quite nice.
Good. Okay.
Can we talk about a moment though? Can we talk about it for a moment though? Seth freaking Rollins going complete heel in Green Bay, calling Caleb Williams the best of the NFC North.
Yes, the best quarterback in the NFC
North.
Over
Jared Goff and Jordan Love?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Seth freaking Rollins must have gotten a concussion from WrestleMania.
Seth Rollins was
WrestleMania must have killed that man because there's no way he actually thought that.
Seth Rollins was on his best troll job.
He was trolling worse than Paul Heyman.
Man.
This is all I got to say about Seth Rollins.
Use a troll.
Troll.
Use a troll. Troll. Use a troll.
I said that use a troll.
That's all I got to say about Seth Rollins. In fact, let me say it again. Let's say it again.
Use a troll.
Troll.
Use a troll.
Troll.
He's the troll. I said that he's
The troll.
Playmaker.
Also, how in the hell did all 30
Wait.
plus NFL teams let Jihad Campbell fall to the Eagles?
I have no idea.
I don't want to talk about
Best
that.
linebacker in the draft falls to the Eagles? What are we doing?
No comment. No
I got
comment.
nothing to say about that.
Cowboys, what are we doing?
Well, you mad
What are you doing here?
You could listen. I know I had y'all selecting an offensive tackle in the first round, but you picked the wrong one.
Wait, look, what are you mad at me for? I didn't give them what they wanted.
Listen, you got Jerry Jones on speed dial.
No, trust me. If I had him on speed dial every second of every minute of every hour of every day, would be me calling him saying, "You're fired."
You're fired.
Please sell the team.
Sell the team. Sell the team.
Yes.
Which is what they're saying on the South Side right now.
But one of the best drafts, in my opinion, I think go to the Saints if it wasn't for that second round pick picking Tyler Schaff.
Yeah. I will say I was slightly more impressed with the Cowboys draft simply because they did get a lot of pieces they need. They got
and
two
also
running
because
backs.
The Steelers shit the bed and you didn't really have anything to compare it to.
True. Because we got an edge rusher, cornerback, our guard. We have, I believe, a defensive tackle, and we had two running backs. So I was like, okay.
Also, you got to love the pick for the Bucks, Emeka Egbuka.
Yeah. Oh my God, we talked about that on the draft.
Stud receiver out of Ohio State.
We talked about that on the draft.
I argue he's better at being a receiver fundamentally than Travis Hunter.
I agree
with that.
I agree.
And I say fundamentally, Travis Hunter is a great wide receiver. I just think when it comes to the fundamentals, Emeka.
Travis Hunter is a hell of an athlete.
Yeah, but I think he's be more suited on the defensive side of the ball.
He would be. I believe he would be. And on top of that, as you said, Droid, Emeka Egbuka, fundamentally sound as a receiver.
God.
I also loved a lot of people saw it as a reach, but I loved the Panthers picking Tatara McMillan.
Yeah, it's time. Yeah.
That was it may have seemed like a reach for a lot of teams, but that's a great pick. They need to get Bryce Young some weapons, and one of the best weapons in that first round fell to them. But I think personally they should have gone with Emeka.
I
just think that Emeka fits that the style of the Panthers a lot more, and Tatara McMillan fits the Bucks play style.
Yeah.
Well, we are going to find all that out come training camp.
Yeah.
But I will praise one pick made by my wife's Colts. Tyler Warren out of Penn State.
Yeah, that was a good pick too.
Somebody say Dallas Clark 2.0.
I'm sorry, but I love Mo Alley Cox too much to enjoy this pick.
Oh, I know you do, and I love Mo Alley Cox.
Looking at the partner,
problem is Mo Alley Cox is into his 10th season,
and you gotta look at Tyler as a potential partner for Mo Alley.
Two tight ends, baby. And
that's why I like the Cortland Loveland pick for the Bears.
Listen. I think the Saints are gonna have the best South running game.
I'm gonna say
we will see.
And I said this on Thursday. The NFC South is going to be something to watch
because it's going to be an air show.
There were a lot of very impressive picks.
I think one
by
of
the NFC
picks,
South teams.
I think one of the biggest picks from that Southern Division in both the NFC and the AFC, I think, is the steal of the draft. It's Devin Neal, running back out of Kansas.
Yeah,
a big boy running back who knows how to play dirty.
Yes.
And knows that he's here to do a job. And the funniest thing about that is that his family's Saints fans.
He felt to the Saints. Okay, he felt to the Saints.
He did.
Yeah, that's going to be something. The NFC South is going to be a team.
And you got to remember, he's going to be sitting behind a legend.
Yeah.
And Alvin, I don't care if you in front of me, I'm running you over. Kamara.
Yeah.
He ain't legendary yet, but I love Kamara, but he ain't legendary yet. I made a mistake on Mo Alley Cox. He is into his 8th season out of VCU, out of Virginia Commonwealth. But you got Tyler Warren in Indianapolis. You got Daniel Jones there also. A trade that Chris Deeks called months ago.
And I gotta say, also the Niners did exceptionally well. Especially
let's take a break. We'll talk to Bill Schoening, and when we come back, we'll break down the Niners portion of the draft. And brother, did they steal some picks? Snowman in the morning, back in the deuce.
This is Snowman in the morning.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code Snowman for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze god.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to I can beat up black people.
As he takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
The spirit of battle is a powerful force. It's a force that drives us, pushes us beyond our limits. It's a fire in our hearts that fuels our determination, our commitment, our strive for greatness. Every challenge faced, every obstacle overcome, it sharpens our skills and fortifies our resolve. This relentless pursuit of excellence makes the journey so exhilarating. And the victory, it makes the victory sweet.
Hey everybody, Snowman here. Looking for the best way to experience live events? Well, SeatGeek has you covered. With just a few taps on your phone, you can find the best seats for concerts, sports, theater, and more. Don't miss out on unforgettable moments. Download the SeatGeek app today and get ready for an experience like no other. Each ticket is vetted for authenticity and ranked on a 1 to 10 scale. And right now, if you sign up and use the code Snowman, you will get $20 off of your first purchase. That's only through the power of SeatGeek, where fans can fan.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Welcome back to this manic post-draft Monday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Man, I got to do it. I got to introduce our guest here. He has been a very, very, very dear friend of mine. We met in 2014, right after the Spurs won that championship over Miami. We've been brothers since, and now he has called it a career. Folks, time for a little mic to mic. One of my brothers in broadcasting and in life. He's a little sideways here. We're trying to get everything together.
Now he's upside down.
He's upside down. There you go. There he has it. Please welcome Bill Schoenig. Bill, how are you, man?
And the crowd goes crazy. Wow!
Congratulations, Mr. Schoenig.
Congratulations, my friend, on a fabulous 24-year career as the voice of the Spurs. And also your 12 years as the voice of the Texas Longhorns. You recently retired from being the voice of the Spurs. How does it feel now that you had time to decompress and not worry about things so much?
Yeah, I tend to worry about things, so it's been good not to worry about stuff, not to have any game prep for the last couple of weeks. But I'm not quite through the decompression phase, or as I always say, the decomposing phase, because I decompose for a week or two. As you know me, Brian, I love to go out and do music and listen to music. And that first week, I was doing so many interviews and doing so many exit type stuff, things that I didn't have time to go do the music stuff. So the second week I went out, I think I listened to 6 or 7 gigs this past week. So I've been catching up on the music. I've written about 4 or 5 songs that are in the can right now. So not ready to go into the studio just yet, but they're written and ready to go. So I'm going to go in the studio with those pretty soon when I find time. My wife wants to travel, so we're doing a cross-country drive starting on Wednesday. And then we're going to do Croatia and Slovenia in June because, as you know, Snowman, a lot of players now are coming over from that part of Europe. So Luka Doncic, of course, from Slovenia. We've had a couple of players in the Spurs from Slovenia through the years, Rasan Osterovic and Beno Udrih, and they tell me how beautiful it is. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that. So we're going to do a lot of that. A lot of music, obviously, a lot more writing. I've written 1 book. I probably have another book in me somewhere along the line. So I'm very, very thankful and blessed, though, Snowman, because I'm 66 years of age. But I feel healthy enough and young enough to be able to explore some other things, And I don't want to give up the play-by-play mic just yet. I think I'll do some football and maybe some baseball next spring. We'll see. I haven't really lined anything up yet, but I'm hoping I'll get some opportunities to do some stuff like that, just on a part-time basis, though. No more 82 games a year. No more of that.
And extended it, the Spurs get into the playoffs as they have in the past. So it could be as many as 97 or 100 games in a season, because I had a chance to follow Tom Dorr when I was in Chicago covering the Bulls, and of course y'all know my inspiration, the late great Jim Durham. Sure. So I had a chance to follow him and how.
Well, I don't know if you know the story. I don't know if you know the story completely, Brian, but Tom Dorr is a very, very important part of my career. Tom Dorr hired me in 1989 at KLBJ in Austin. He was the sports director at the time, and I was at Sam Houston State. So it was a big jump up for me to go from Huntsville, Texas to Austin, Texas. And then shortly after he hired me, Tom got the job as the University of Missouri play-by-play guy. So he left shortly after he hired me, and I kind of assumed his role. I went into the sports director job. So all of a sudden, I go from being at Sam Houston State to the University of Texas. So that was a big meteor. I was an overnight success. It took me 10 years to get to KLBJ after working small markets. But so, yeah, somebody wrote an article about me. I was an overnight success. I said, not exactly. It was 10 years in the making. I had to kind of pay some dues to get there.
We in this business, we all do. What was it like being the voice of the Texas Longhorns, a position now held by a mutual dear friend of ours, Mr. Craig Way, who's always on the go? Love listening to him. But what was it like being the voice of the Longhorns?
Well, it was great to have Craig as a partner for the 10 years I did play-by-play, because he was an analyst and he was very, very good, always prepared. And as a play-by-play guy, he knew what the analyst role was. He knew not to repeat the play-by-play guy, but rather than to look at something other than the ball. Of course, the play-by-play guy follows the ball. The analyst has to see where the block is, or if the linebacker filled the gap or whatever. So he was really good at looking away from the ball, which is hard for a play-by-play guy to do. So congrats to Craig for what he's been able to do since I left. But the 12 years I was on the Longhorn Network, 10 of them play-by-play, I was able to follow some great players. Ricky Williams, I had his whole career as the play-by-play guy. So I got to cover a Heisman Trophy winner during his entire 4-year career. Baseball, we had a couple of really good players during that period of time. Brooks Kieschnick, who played for the Cubs, was the 10th pick in the draft. One of the best college players I've ever seen, because he pitched and was a great hitter. And then during basketball, Rick Barnes came in to replace Tom Penders. So there was a really good period of time there with basketball, going to the tournament every year. So really, those years at the University of Texas are years that I'll always cherish. I never thought I'd leave Texas, to be honest with you, Brian. I thought I was going to retire as the voice of the Longhorns, but out of the blue in 01, the Spurs basically made me an offer I couldn't refuse. So, and knowing the future, we had no idea they were going to win 4 championships while I was there, but I felt like their future was bright. Tim Duncan was just coming into his prime. They had just drafted Tony Parker. No one knew that Manu Ginobili was going to become the kind of player he was and became. So it was a really great era to be part of that whole thing. And, they won 50 games in a row for 18 straight years. It was an unparalleled level of success and consistency from one team for a long, long time.
Yeah, and we had met, like I said, in 2014 after the Spurs won their title over Miami. It was fun talking to you that morning. It's always fun talking to you and sharing experiences. Close with this. I had 2 shots to work with you, one in Charlotte and one in Indianapolis. And I always get butterflies seeing you prepare and seeing myself prepare. But I got to share this. I got to share this funny story. When we were in Indy, I was doing a great job keeping up with the stats and everything. And all of a sudden, by the 4th quarter, my brain and the rest of me just smacked into the wall. And I was just so exhausted because my mind got to thinking, I got to get back home to take my daughter to work. And Bill said something, and Bill zinged me on the air when he said our statistician is Brian Snow, who kind of lost his way a little bit. And it woke me right up, and I'm cracking up the whole time. That I've had so much fun following your career. I cherish the moments we shared together, and the 2 times I had a chance to work with you. You've always been a good brother to me on and off the mic. And Bill, I just want to say,
I appreciate you and the kind words, but don't keep saying things in past tense. I've tried to tell people over the last couple of weeks, I'm retiring, but I'm not, I'm not going away. I hope they're not digging a hole for me somewhere, So,
no, not at all.
I want to stay active. I hope to still do some games. I hope to still show up on occasion, maybe get an occasional
if you do some
call.
games, you better let me know which games you're doing so I can tune in and listen to you.
If I need a Snowman stat man, I got one, right? So, and Brian, I might write another book. I got more stories that I haven't told and more experiences. So, hopefully we'll keep this going for a little bit.
Absolutely. Bill Schoenig joining us here on the program. Bill, always a pleasure. I love you, and I hope to talk to you again very soon.
Amen, brother. Good to talk to you. Good luck to you, Snowman. Keep it going.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right.
Oh man, always a pleasure to have Bill on the show. And he did zing me in Indy because, like I said, I was just so tired. I was flying high, okay? And we talk about this a lot, you know, the four of us getting our health together and trying to keep it together. I had caffeine on the drive to Indianapolis.
Uh-oh.
What the hell you do that for?
There's more. I got to tell that whole story. Is I hope for that to be not the last time that Bill and I work together. I want to work with him so many more times. But I got the okay to be his statistician in Indy. And that day, I wanted to make sure that I got some downtime after we did the show. And I told everybody after we did the show, I'm gonna get some downtime and then I'm driving to Indy because I was working with Bill. I never got the downtime.
Oh no.
And you fool! Exactly. I deserved that one. Because when I hopped in my car and headed toward Indy, Victor, you know me. You've ridden with me so many times.
Mm-hmm.
If I start hitting the wall, I get very quiet.
Yeah, you do.
I get very quiet. And I felt myself getting quiet and I said, oh no, I got to get something. So halfway to Indy, I stop at a Speedway. And y'all know, besides Circle K and Sheetz down in North Carolina, Speedway is my gas station of choice. Stopped at Speedway right outside of Edinburgh. And I got one of these. Of course, it was red, and it was a little bigger. What did I put in this thing? Coca-Cola.
Ah.
Rip.
And no ice.
Oh no.
I didn't
Straight
dilute
up Coke, dude.
I didn't dilute it.
Nope.
Because y'all know me. I usually have my drinks with ice. But since I've met Jody, the ice has gotten lighter and lighter, and I can understand why. My daughter, my beautiful daughter, Sonia, taught me that trick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Sonia taught me that trick. But I get the drink. I'm flying to Indy, and there was nowhere to park. I already know the caffeine's wearing down. I said, oh no, I better park fast. Fortunately, there was a spot right across the street from the arena. I parked in there. They got me situated. I run across to Gamebridge, got in, got my press pass, and on my way to the media room. In the media room, met all kinds of people. And then Bill, smooth as he is, walks up, he shakes my hand. We're talking a little bit. He had to go get his pregame interview, and it was with Quinn Buckner, TV analyst for the Pacers. I'm doing good. I fly through the first 3 quarters. By the 10-minute mark of the 4th quarter, I was dead. Kaboom. Even fortified my caffeine with a couple more drinks in the media room.
Not enough.
On top of pizza, on top of chicken salad, croissant, on top of a few other things. And then I forgot something very important.
Oh no. Water?
There was a dessert tray in the media room.
Oh no.
Victor, you've been with me. Okay. I hit that dessert tray because my stupid brain thinking, okay, one more rush, I'll get through the next 2.5 hours, and then I'll be ready to drive home. Didn't think about the fact that I had to go get my beautiful daughter and take her to work. I'm thinking, go home, crash. Nope. I crashed in the fourth quarter. I'm sitting there staring at the floor, not writing anything down, not looking at the screen or nothing. And Bill he playfully let me have it on the air, and I deserved it. And by the time he signed off, both of us were cracking up laughing. And he's getting ready for his next game. And I also had the pleasure of meeting Mark Boyle, the fabulous radio voice of the Indiana Pacers that night.
Nice.
All the times that Bill introduced me as legendary, I will never forget that. Let's take a break. When we come back, we're getting back into the draft stuff and to the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
You're screwed. Yeah, you're totally screwed.
Yes, and that's how they drafted. Back after this.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
The spirit of battle is a powerful force. It's a force that drives us, pushes us beyond our limits. It's a fire in our hearts that fuels our determination, our commitment, our strive for greatness. Every challenge faced, every obstacle overcome, it sharpens our skills and fortifies our resolve. This relentless pursuit of excellence makes the journey so exhilarating. And the victory, it makes the victory sweet.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze car.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to I can beat up black people.
As he takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
What's your emergency, please?
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light optimizing lenses that block blue rays so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, Snow, sleet, or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck?
I messed that all the way up.
Oops. It happens.
Look, my wife was up
Can you
working
go
late.
one singular show without screwing it up?
No.
No.
And we don't need to.
I don't want to, nor do I need to. Because if I went a full show without messing things up, I'm out. Fortunately,
if you go a full show
I'm
without
human.
messing things up, I'm just gonna be like, "You're not Brian.
Mm-hmm. That's what my wife would say.
You're an imposter."
Fortunately, I am not perfect, nor am I going to be perfect, nor do I want to be.
Did y'all read the ads from Sick Diggy?
I'm looking right now. This breakdown and shenanigans regarding the 2025 draft are brought to you by Dr. P. Booty Johnson, proctology and gastrointestinal medicine. We keep you from being a total booty.
Read that last line again.
We keep you from being total
booty.
And hold on, I want to read this, see if my commercial voice is good.
Oh, no.
And bum leg orthopedic, the only thing keeping Deshaun Watson's career from tanking. That's bum leg orthopedic. Oh, my knee! Oh, my knee! Oh, my knee!
No, it's more like, oh, my knee, oh, my knee, oh, my knee.
Instead of, oh, my leg, oh, my leg, oh, my leg.
Joy, do you know
Victor,
the story behind that?
You got to tell them where that "oh my leg" came from. You got to tell that story.
So when Brian and I started the sports section, well, he had the sports section started. I just joined later on. I believe it was Chuck that came up with the idea because we were talking about Donovan McNabb. Now Donovan McNabb was known for playing hurt almost all the time.
Yep,
and he had suffered a really bad leg injury. So he would hike the ball like nothing's wrong. Throw the football, everything, get the first down. And as he's walking to the line of scrimmage, oh my leg, oh my leg, oh my leg, oh my leg. Sit, hike. First down. All right, get to the line of scrimmage. Oh my leg, oh my leg, oh my leg, oh my leg.
Y'all are goofy.
We were rolling for the entire 2 hours that the show was.
I couldn't get a word in.
No.
Because every time Chuck said, oh, my leg, oh, my leg, oh, my leg, I'm dying.
Yes.
I'm sitting there dying in the studio.
All right. So let's say this. So there were some winners and some losers of the draft.
Steelers.
Yep.
Yeah. We basically
one of those winners was my beloved 49ers.
The San Francisco 49ers.
You didn't draft Devin Neal. No, it wasn't.
There was some.
We had a great draft, man.
Those were some greed picks right there. Those were good picks, though.
Michael Williams out of Georgia. Because Ryan McCoffey, who y'all will see right after the top of the hour, and I got to throw on some sleeves because it's warm outside, but it's getting cold in here. Yeah. And plus I'm on a blood thinner, so y'all know my reaction to that.
Oh my God, the supervillain's here.
Yes, he is.
He will be. At the top of the hour, he will be. And yeah, I'm clearing everybody out for this one. But be that as it may, all Michael Williams has to do is get healthy. That's it.
Yeah.
And Mike Debate will be here tomorrow also. So the dog's gonna get some help.
Yeah.
About damn time.
And when Ryan and I were talking, and then he said, Tyler Warren's just going to fall to your damn 49ers, isn't he? And I'm like, I hope so. But then they say Michael Williams. I do a little quick digging on this guy. Partner in crime for Nick Bosa.
Yeah. I gotta talk about this. The 5th pick. Because Joy, you weren't here for this. You came later.
Oh yeah. So okay, hold on. I know about his pissed offness.
Yes.
But let me just pull something up. So this document, I remember we showed it on Snowman in the Morning.
Mm-hmm.
And it has not been edited since March 3rd.
No.
Yep.
Not touched, not anything.
Mm-hmm.
Now let me show you this, folks at home. It's the mock draft. Remember this?
Yeah, I remember.
Let's take a quick little peek at that first round.
Yes, please.
Who's at second?
Max, yes.
Mr. Graham.
Mason Graham.
Mason Graham, defensive tackle out of Michigan.
And look who's at 5th.
Travis Hunter.
Wide receiver out of Colorado, Travis Hunter.
You had Cam Ward going to the Giants. Why?
I told you that they needed a quarterback, and I thought the Titans didn't need a quarterback as badly as everyone thought, because you still had a year left on the Levis experiment.
No, the Levis experiment is now over.
Yeah, they're kind of done with that.
And the only reason Ashton Jeanty was going to the Saints was because I was not about to put him in my mock draft to go into the Raiders.
You wanted
I had y'all drafting Will Johnson, a corner.
Mm-hmm.
That, of course, did not happen.
I'm afraid what you had us draft.
Who do you have the Cowboys draft?
I look at this now, and I was stupid and more stupid.
Did you say stupid?
Stupid.
And I still even had Xavier Watts being a part of that greed for the Eagles.
Right.
I knew they were going to get somebody who was greed. And they just ended up getting Jihad Campbell because for some reason the Texans were like, oh, here's our pick.
Right.
The thing is, with Travis Hunter was part of a trade. Because the Browns traded down to the 5th pick.
Yep.
Shedeur Sanders sitting right there.
Right there.
Sitting right there because they needed a quarterback.
Yep.
And then they draft Mason Graham. We all died laughing.
They lost it. When I said it
to this, I'm like, dude, I predicted that, and he was like, no, you did not.
Yes, he did.
When I said
we were telling him, yes, that you did. We were telling him
because I had the fastest feed since I was going off local television.
Mm-hmm.
When I gave the selection, the first thing they said was, "Don't get beat up. Don't get beat up."
He did.
And
for those of you who missed our coverage of the draft, you can log into youtube.com/@Snowman Multimedia and check out the replay. Bay lost it.
He went in.
He went in, and then he went off.
And
he
then
went in, out, and all around.
It was tail to pass for Bay because Bay was mad in the very beginning, but was laughing after pick number 21.
Oh, Jesus.
What? Okay. I know that I should know the answer to this, but what the hell was that? Steelers. I get that, it was probably the worst man in existence, aka the worst coach to ever coach in that NFC North.
Yep.
aka Mr. Mike Tomlin, Mr. We do not care.
He really didn't care about winning. Because
you drafted
Jesus.
Who?
Holy Jesus.
Holy cow. That was
crazy. Making me feel like Snoop Dogg out here. Who?
Exactly. There were three divisions that we call basically the losers of the draft. One was the Browns.
AFC North.
The second was the Dolphins.
AFC East.
Because the Dolphins also needed a quarterback.
The Dolphins messed all the way up.
Yeah, to take, take some pressure off of Tua. They
Derek
need to find
Harmon.
Yeah.
Derek Harmon was
Derek
the
Harmon.
Steelers pick.
Yeah. The Dolphins need a replacement for Tua now.
Yeah. We were talking about that.
Because now, anytime Tua's on the field, it's a scary situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We were talking about that. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, I got to throw on some sleeves because there's going to be some ice delivered in the form of Victor.
Coffee.
Say the way you usually introduce me,
ice
please.
in terms of the international Irish Italiano es super villain espresso mi coffee. Cue the Spanish guitar.
Smash.
You say smash.
Someone just got Jeff Jarrett.
Smash.
I did not say Jeff Jarrett or El Kabong.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Wait. Let me do this. Let me do this right. Where are you?
And I'm so sorry.
I'm not.
The stomach coffee.
In a few minutes. Back in a deuce.
This is Snowman in the morning.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
What's your emergency, please?
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light optimizing lenses that block blue rays so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, sleet, or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
One of the great things about ordering meals from Mother of Macros is that you can do it from the comfort of your own home. Click the national or local delivery link to access the menu, and we'll ship the meals right to your door. We understand you won't always have time to plan, shop, prepare, and cook to provide healthy nutrition for your family. So the process is simple and saves you hours. We know you're busy, so our meals are professionally prepared and packaged. You only need to heat them up and enjoy. We provide macro-balanced, delicious meals chock full of fresh, local ingredients with none of the stuff you don't want to eat. Plus, our menu changes every week, keeping your taste buds wanting more. We take care of your meals so you can worry about everything else on your list. Mother of Macros.
Jason, let's go see your room.
What do you think? We kept it a little spare so you can decorate it how you like.
Dinner!
Go. Excellent. Soccer is fun. Yeah, I saw you guys out there.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Haven't been able to do this for a while. We are now.
This coffee with McCarthy is sponsored by Steph Curry Cognac. One, and it's lights out.
I remember
Ryan
that.
McCoffey is back on his slot on Monday mornings. Good morning, my friend. How are you?
Good morning, security. How are you today?
I remember that. I remember that.
My son used the same line on me. How you been, man? You been all right?
Yeah, been all right. Been busy with the podcast. Been busy with work stuff. It's just been busy. But you know, I'm happy to be back. Even though our segment's being it's being pre-recorded, but that's okay. You know, I'm happy to be back.
It is. That's why I got up. That's why my wife woke me up this morning. She says, "You got a segment to record before you go on today." Okay, and I totally forgot because exactly. I totally forgot because she's the one that put it in the calendar. I'm getting better with calendars. As we
happy spouse, happy house, Snowman.
Exactly.
Yes, indeed.
Exactly. And she's one of the best. All right, let's get to it. The draft happened this past weekend. All kinds of chatter about the draft happened, well, all the way up to the draft. Let's just be honest. Your initial thoughts on the happenings?
You know, coming into the draft, I had a little bit of fatigue. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm just so sick of the coverage. Who's guy's going number one? This guy could potentially drop. This guy could do this. This guy could do that. All right, can we just save it for draft night, please?
Thank you.
Please.
Thank you very much. That's what I led the show off with in my Snowman's take, and as to why I don't do a mock draft. It's overwhelming to be nice, but it gets way over the top. And if anyone watched night one that I covered here on my channel, the showmanship has got to quit.
It's not just the showmanship, but it's just it's all the stuff that happens beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
All the hype between a certain 4-letter network and other networks too. It's not just the 4-letter network. It's other networks who do this too.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not going to criticize my own because you know I'm on a network myself, but for a lot of people it's Christmas time. For me, I'm like the exhausted parent who just wants the kids to open the gifts and be done
and open the presents and go back to bed.
They go back to take a nap. Maybe have a glass of wine or have a beer.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Yeah, open the presents. Y'all leave me alone. Let me watch a few sports, and I'll have a glass of wine with dinner and go back to bed.
Merry Christmas to all. And to all, shut up. Let me sleep.
Yes,
leave me alone.
Oh, do Jody and I understand that feeling very well, especially now with grandchildren involved. Oh boy.
Oh man.
But it's the hype, the overhype. Okay, let's just call it what it is.
Yeah.
It's the overhype. You and I had a chance to talk before we came on air. It's the overhype. It's the stupid overhype. The constant, this guy could drop, this guy could go up, and you're not going to actually find the answers to whomever you pick until down the line during the season. No. Anyway.
And another part of it is that these kids are college kids.
Yes.
They're young. They're young men. I mean, I don't know if they've dealt with some of the NIL stuff. If a lot of these kids have dealt with NIL, the money side of the business.
Yep.
You got a taste of it early with NIL. Now it's just going to be multiplied.
Yep.
In the NFL, because rookies have a scale. The higher your pick, the higher your draft selection, the higher your pay is as a rookie. And the lower it goes, the lower you get paid. But on the same spectrum, you get the opportunity to make the most of that opportunity.
Yes.
And and earn yourself a bigger contract or get extended for a 5th-year option, so you get that big money towards the end of your rookie deal.
Mm-hmm.
So you got, like I said, I don't know if you're already jaded with the money. I hope you're not, but look at it as an opportunity for growth. Looking for an opportunity to excel, and if you make that money and things don't work out, and you have to leave the league or you have to retire early. Invest well. Invest it well.
Mm-hmm.
Don't blow it. We've seen too many examples of that. If you watched that 30 for 30 broke, which we brought it up either last Tuesday or last Saturday show on No Crunch. We talked about how many kids go broke in a matter of years because they're wasting their money on paying their friends, paying their entourage, buying cars, buying houses. And I get it. You want to pay back those who brought you brought along the way, but at the same time, you have to establish boundaries.
Yep, you have to. My wife asked me the question over the weekend while we were doing the Saturday draft and doing the coverage of that. She says, "What would you do if you were in this situation?" I said, "Baby, everything is to my family, my immediate family, and that's it. My wife, children, and my grandchildren, and that's all. Maybe a couple of extra people that were there for me when I started this journey 30 years ago. One of which is a part of this program, and he's taking a break right now. Of course, that's Victor. And my immediate staff, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Anybody else, if you weren't there with me when I started this thing in 1995, especially when I started this show in 2013, don't talk to me."
I'd splurge on one item and one item only.
And that is?
To be determined. You know what? Ask me again at the end of the segment. I'll come up with a good answer.
I know what I'd splurge on. A big fat motorhome for me and Jody. I'd splurge on that. I'd make I'd splurge on that for me and the wife. I'd splurge on a couple things for my kids. And that's all. The rest of it, hand it to Jody. You know better than I. Invest this, and I trust you. And that's it.
Yeah. I mean, it's like with it making a big money contract or winning the Powerball or winning the lottery. You can't blow it. You can't blow it all.
No,
you can't blow it all. You have to. You can splurge on one thing, maybe one or two things. That's it.
That's it.
And then the rest of it, put it away. Put it away.
Put it away and let it accumulate. Yep. Speaking of blowing it, what the hell did the Pittsburgh Steelers do on Thursday? We opened with that this morning as like a little teaser of what we're going to discuss during the second half of the show, but how do you see a glaring need and you don't address it? How do you do that?
I think they were just trying to go best available. But a lot of teams do that. And here's the thing with best available in the draft. All right. Best available, it could pan out or it could be a disaster.
Yep.
And I think what Pittsburgh was doing here, and was defensive tackle really a need?
No. Listen,
you have one of the best defensive tackles in the league already.
The entire Snowman in the Morning group, you included, talked about this. The glaring need for the Pittsburgh Steelers was a quarterback. QB1.
Yeah, sorry.
Necessary. Yeah, you got to put the one. You know how.
I know.
You know how over detailed. They needed a starting quarterback. Period. And they didn't get one.
Nope.
What?
So who's your quarterback room right now in Pittsburgh? Mason Rudolph? And that's it.
The only recognizable name I know, Mason Rudolph, who's been there since day one, made a couple of spot starts for Big Ben during Big Ben's last year. led the Steelers to an unfortunate tie against the Detroit Lions 4 years ago.
Oh,
still wondering how they tied the Lions.
Here's the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback depth chart as of this record, as of today. QB1 is Mason Rudolph. QB2, Will Howard, who just won a national title at Ohio State. QB3, reach for the Skylar Thompson.
You know, I wanted to have a late night chat with the guys, but I was in bed already after all this done.
Think about this. Skylar Thompson almost beat the Buffalo Bills 3 years ago in the playoffs.
Yep, he most certainly did.
That wasn't Tua. It was Skylar Thompson.
It was Skylar Thompson. It was Skylar Thompson.
Reach for the Skylar
What's
Thompson.
the bet? What's the bet that Will Howard will turn into QB1 this season?
I give it 4 games.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Justin Fields got 6. He was 4-2 and got benched.
I got benched. Yep.
Russell Wilson.
Mr. Unlimited, dear God in heaven.
Well, unlimited for at least 1 season.
Yes.
Until Jackson Dart takes over.
Yep. Listen, I think Jackson Dart should get the keys week 1 for the New York Giants.
I think they want to take this is my guess. I'm just spitballing out here. I think Dable wants to develop him because he couldn't do it with Daniel Jones.
Right.
With Indiana Jones. You're welcome, America.
Yes.
You're welcome, Internet.
Yes.
I think Dable.
And you're welcome, Mrs. Snow, because she had a lot to say about that. They get someone that is. I'll say this: the Colts get someone that's established, and got his fair chances in New York. Led the Giants to a playoff season, 1 playoff season, and 1 playoff win, and in on a team whose quarterback room is in disarray right now because we don't know what the hell's going on with Anthony Richardson. I think that's the stability that the Colts need, and you get him while he's young also.
Yes, because I was talking about this with my co-host Dustin today on Sunday. We talked about Sam Darnold. He's a Seahawks fan, as you know.
Yes,
and the fact that Sam Darnold got himself a nice bag of change in the offseason in free agency. Sam Darnold's rookie year was 2018. He's only 20, I think 27 years old.
He's 27.
But it feels like he's been in the league forever.
Isn't it?
It's the weirdest thing. And this is his 5th team.
You can say the same about Daniel Jones. It seems like he's been in the league forever. I watched his final game at Duke.
Let me correct myself. His 5th team.
You know, Cole's going to get a kick out of that.
I know.
but the same applies to Daniel Jones. He spent most of his career with the Giants. This is his 6th season in the 7th season in the league, because I watched him play his final game at Duke in the Quick Lane Bowl when he sliced Northern Illinois to pieces.
The problem is he hasn't been given a steady offensive line.
Right.
He didn't have a steady run game until Saquon came along. Had that great season in 2023 or 2023 when they went to the playoffs.
Right.
Played Minnesota and beat Minnesota in that epic game. Epic wild card. Then got beat to dust the next week in Philadelphia.
Absolutely.
But you got Jonathan Taylor in the backfield. You've got a new target in Tyler Warren. Dallas Clark 2.0, anybody? Is Dallas Clark going to let him wear number 44?
I don't think he should.
Okay.
I don't think he should, because to use a conversation that was relayed to me about Abdul Carter wanting to wear number 56 with the Giants.
Yeah, Lawrence Taylor said absolutely not.
Absolutely not. He said, get your own number and make history with that. I think the same applies here with Tyler Warren. You want Tyler Warren to establish his own, but we all can see immediately, as you said, Dallas Clark 2.0, and it takes a lot of pressure off of Mo Alley Cox, who is now entering his 10th season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they needed to fill that need. I was honestly secretly hoping that Tyler Warren would go to the Jets at 7, but at the same time, I knew they needed some offensive line help. And if they didn't address it in the first round, if they had selected Warren in the first round, they weren't going to get that stud at right tackle in the second round.
No.
So they had to pick that choice. They made that choice and picked up Armand Membu from Missouri, who is, I guess he's an absolute. From what I understand, I at first I was like, who? Because I don't really pay attention much to college football anymore. But from seeing the tape, some of the tape, and hearing about some of the things that he's done at Missouri, I applaud this pick. And you've got 2 tackles to build around for the future. Actually, you've got most of your offensive lines under 25. Olu Fashanu's 22. Armand Membu's 21. Joe Tippmann is, I think he's 23. Lajaver Tucker's 25. And you got John Simpson, who is a veteran in the league, but he's still, I think he's only 28 or 29 years old. So you're building for the future right there. 4 of your 5 starters next year on the offensive line were drafted in the last 4 seasons, and they're still 25 years old and younger. And if you exercise that option, I think they exercised the option on Elijah Vera Tucker last year.
Yeah,
you're going to have a line that is going to be, God forbid that any of them leave after the rookie deals are up.
Yeah,
this is a line you can establish as a future future elite, hopefully elite line in the NFL. Hopefully.
How will that help Justin Fields?
I think this season they're gonna go with a lot of the run pass option. They're not. I don't think he's gonna be running for his life like he was in Chicago.
Thank God.
And in a way in Pittsburgh. But he's definitely not gonna feel like he's gonna be in Chicago, where he's gonna have to basically run around and literally run to keep the Bears or the Jets in contention.
Run and make stuff up at the same time, which is in Chicago.
Yeah. And by the way, congratulations to everyone who got the trade rumors wrong for Breece Hall, because there were rumors that Breece Hall were shopping around Breece Hall, and it's like, I'm not shopping Breece Hall. Are you kidding me?
No, that's a cornerstone.
That is a cornerstone.
Why would the Jets shop one of their cornerstones? Okay.
I don't have. I wish I
don't have an answer for that either. Speaking of answers, the 49ers gave me a few answers over the weekend with how they beefed up their defensive line. They drafted Mykel Williams out of Georgia, and so many people were asking me initial thoughts of Mykel Williams. I said a partner in crime for Nick Bosa.
Okay. Yeah. No, I definitely could be. I mean, they're looking for that other edge. They had Chase Young a couple years ago, but he went up going to New Orleans. So they've been looking for that other edge to spell Nick Bosa, and you might have found him.
Yeah, they worked hard on their defense. I would love to have seen them address their offensive line, but I think they're going to wind up addressing their offensive line during training camp. Because there are going to be some names floating out there, young names floating out there that the 49ers can grab and plug in. And of course, you got the quarterback with Brock Purdy. That's already taken care of, and they're going to take care of him. They were poached in the free agent market. They were poached, but a lot of those holes got filled immediately this past weekend. I'm just waiting to see how it all plays out.
I was surprised, and I sent you a message on Thursday while you were streaming when San Francisco was up, and I said, "You dirty rotten Niners are going to pick up Tyler Warren, aren't you?" So I was surprised they didn't, because George Kittle loved that guy. I'm sure 49ers fans also love that guy, but he's had some injury issues over the last couple seasons.
That he has.
And he's going to hit 30. I don't know if he's already hit 30 yet, but you need that tight. I think you need that future tight end.
Mhm.
And I thought Tyler Warren was going to fall to them. And then when I saw them, they drafted Michael Williams. I'm like, or select an edge. What the heck do I know?
That was a live conversation Ryan and I had while I was doing the first round.
It was one-sided, but it was live.
It was. It was. Because I looked at it and I laughed, and then I saw the pick, and then the next pick came in. Speaking of picks, what the hell happened? I said, what the hell happened in Pittsburgh? What the hell happened in Cleveland? Because the AFC North.
Cleveland did so good until the third round.
Yep.
Then the fifth round, not the fifth, but the fifth round came along, and you drafted another quarterback. And I said to myself, okay, so we did a discussion on Shedeur Sanders' free fall.
Yes.
And I said, and I had said it's not about race because the black quarterback got taken number 1.
Right.
Not about race. It's
No.
not, and whoever says this is all about race, this is all about race. No, shush.
Well, you know they're still going to be saying it.
Of course they are because they need the clicks and the views.
They need the clicks, they need the views, and they need the attention.
Yeah, you're just desperate for attention at this point.
That's all. That's it, and that's all.
I think a lot of it had to do with coaches. If a team drafted Shedeur, that tells the head coach, this better be a great year, or else I'm out of a job, and it's hi. Can I speak with Coach Sanders, please? Thank you.
Yes,
right away, because that's the only coach that Shedeur has ever had is his father.
Is his father.
So now you got a quarterback room. This is the quarterback room in Cleveland. Deshaun Watson, although he's not playing this year because of two torn Achilles tendons.
2 of them.
Two. Dos. Duh. Zwei. I think it's Zwei. Deshaun Watson. Joe Flacco, who they should have never let walk out.
Never let go. Should have never let him go.
Kenny Pickett. Dylan Gabriel. And Shedeur Sanders.
Now, why did you pick 2 quarterbacks?
Because it's Cleveland.
Or the rate, yeah. Because it's
Browns
Cleveland.
going to Brown.
Brown's going to Brown, absolutely. And especially given the fact that after they selected Dylan Gabriel, the race uproar went upside down.
Yeah. That's what, well, it's like I said, it was never about race. Part of it was NFL coaches fearing that, my job's in jeopardy because they're going to bring in Dion. Although Dion has said he's committed to Colorado.
Yeah, we'll see how long that lasts.
We'll see.
We will see how long that lasts.
But I also think another reason for it is because of it's just hype. It's hype between Shedeur. I think Dion just hyped Shedeur up so much. And yes, he was very accurate at Colorado and Jackson State. He's accurate, shows a strong arm at times. But there were I guess there were some rumors about his interviews. I think the Giants interviewed him, and they said that Dable had sent him like a pre-package to go over what packages they have, and he was woefully unprepared, which is why they picked Dart over Sanders.
Failure to plan is planning to fail. Failure to prepare is preparing to fail.
John Wooden.
And Shedeur Sanders.
Wayne Gretzky.
Shedeur Sanders. From a football standpoint, and you got to include the combine, the pro day, and the interviews.
He didn't even do a combine.
He
wasn't even on the combine.
I believe that cost him. I think
that's part of the reason. That could be part of the reason why it cost them.
I'm inclined to believe that really cost him. Because if you do a pro day and you let the scouts see what you can do, and they make their judgment off of that instead of off of game tape that is now already old, especially their last game when they got smacked by BYU in the Alamo Bowl, And a couple of coaches have gone off of that tape. But it's still old tape. At the same time, you don't do the combine and show that you have recovered from that bad loss at BYU. You're just leaving a lot of questions, and you got no business leaving all those questions either.
And now you're in Cleveland.
Over or under games where he sees the field before Dylan Gabriel?
Do we really need to put a number on it?
For giggles, let's.
So you're asking how many games he'll start compared to Dylan Gabriel?
Yep. I'm going there. I'm going all the way there.
I want to hear your number.
I don't think Shedeur sees the field. I don't want to think that, but I'm thinking that.
I think he'll see the field because the Browns might think that somebody is going to be foolish enough to try to trade for him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look, I hate saying his name, but I'll say it anyway. If Antonio Brown were still owner of the Albany Empire, he would have been on the phone after the third round and said, "Hey, Shedeur, want to play a game in Albany? Give you $150,000." But praise the Lord, he is persona non grata in Albany, New York.
Praise the Lord for that.
Because
the Firebirds are back.
These guys are back. These guys are.
Speaking of the Firebirds, here's where we close up shop and go to a break. You sent me a score over the weekend.
Sure did.
And I have to admit two things. One, wasn't expecting it. And two, I was half asleep here in the office. When I looked at that score, I thought I was dreaming.
It was a real score.
And I said, what? Yeah, and you confirmed it. And like, that's the score.
That was the score.
Yow.
And I'll tell you what happened. So I did a little digging. This was actually this was before and during no credentials required on Saturday.
All right.
Come to find out that the owner of the Corpus Christi Tritons and their players are at loggerheads about salary. Apparently, they have not been paid in weeks.
Holy cow!
So the players who were on the roster, that includes former Albany Firebird, Darius Prince, wide receiver, and former Albany Firebird and Albany Empire member, I forgot his first name, Hollis. I'll say Darian Hollis? I can't remember his name. Anyway, they said, we're stating on principle. We want to play, but at the same time, we haven't been paid in weeks. We're not gonna play this game. So Corpus Christi had to crispy. I don't know. They were crispy. They're crispy now.
Yeah.
They had to bring in replacement players to play in this game who had like maybe a handful of hours to prepare against a team that had been squashing opponents. Because look,
badly.
Let's look at the Firebird schedule real quick. All right.
Yes.
They're 6-0. They're now 6-0. They're playing their last 4 games of the season at home in the friendly confines of MVP Arena. Let's take a look. This is their scores in all 6 wins. Week 1, 78-20 over Southwest Kansas, and I guess Southwest Kansas has gotten better since, but we'll see if we'll play them again. Week 2, 42-34 against Nashville. That is the 8 point. The 8 points is the lowest amount of points they've won. Following week, 57-27 against Salina.
Oh no!
Following week, 62-24 against Billings, who they lost to in the Arena Football Championship last year.
I guess that 42-34 game really woke them up.
I tried to watch that game, and Nashville was tough that game, but Albany got the job done.
Mm-hmm.
A week after that, they traveled to Billings, Montana, and beat Billings 39-7. And then the following week, and then they traveled to Corpus Christi, Texas, and they beat the Tritons 100-12. Now, Albany's been that good this year.
Mm-hmm.
Albany has been the class of AF1 this year.
Yeah.
They have 4 games left. Let's see if they make it to 10-0. They've got Salina, Nashville, Corpus Christi again. We'll see if they have a team by then. And then the final week of the season, they meet Washington. Then there's the playoffs. I think they have 2 weeks, a week of playoffs and semifinals, and then the championship week after that. I forgot if it's going to be if the top seed's going to host this year, or if it's going to be in East Rutherford again at the
mall,
at the Dusty Roads American Dream Mall. Although that was pretty, I will admit that was pretty fun to see. That was pretty cool to see up close and in person.
That had to be.
It was pretty cool. Although the Firebirds came out the short end of the stick in that one. But I think a lot of the members came back, and they were like, I don't want this feeling again.
Right.
And right now, they bring back Sam Castronova, who played in San Antonio last year, and just Coach Damon Ware just knows how to. He knows how to pick talent, and this team is fast. This team will hit you in the mouth. This team will beat you to sleep. I mean, the average margin of victory is astounding right now. Astounding.
Yeah, I believe it. You beat a team by 88 points, it's bound to go up a lot.
Uh-huh.
Beat a team by 88 points, and that margin of victory is going to go off the page.
They've outscored their opponents 378 to 124.
Man, go to work. I gotta go get it. 378 to 124.
Uh-huh.
In 6 games. 378 to 120. They better host the Arena Bowl.
They're averaging 63 points per game.
That's all I need to know.
There you go.
Ryan McCoffey joining us. He's back with us on Monday mornings. And I think that's how we'll close this segment. The weirdest score or news item that you found before you come on. Because to start with that one was perfect.
There you go.
Thanks a lot, partner. Appreciate you. Imagine you're the owner of an arena football team, and you get blitzed 100-12. Mitigating circumstances be damned. We're back to the NBA after this.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
During bad, SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
I think I finally found.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason.
Got a new house. It's looking pretty cool so far. A place that I call home.
I'm teaching Louise how to cook some lasagna.
It only takes a spark to make a fire start.
Thank you.
Study, please.
I think I finally found a place to make my own. A place that I call home. This place that I call home.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual. And she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you, and we'll figure it out.
This planet has been great to me. It's given me gifts that I can't even explain. It's given me adventures and memories I'll never forget. And Battleborn, I think, has given me the opportunity to go beyond and give something back. How can I be a better custodian to this planet and the place I live? That's where I am with Battleborn. Let's make the planet a better place.
Join Ryan McCarthy.
I became a Jets fan because Kermit the Frog was my favorite Muppet because he was green, and the Jets wore green. That's how I became a Jets fan.
And Dustin Henry.
ESPN is cashing all in on let's pay a few personalities and we'll just kind of fill in the gaps.
As they walk you through all of the world of sports from their perspective.
The Albany Empire, it's a literal circus.
No credentials required. Where, Ryan, say the tag.
Where you don't need a press pass to talk sports.
Every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. On YouTube and where you can find all podcasts. Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast. Every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Yep, boss. Turn your mic on.
See, that's your fault.
How the fuck is that my fault?
Fuck if I know. All right, we got somebody waiting for us.
Now, forgive me not knowing the brother. You got your mic black. I don't know who the hell you are. It's like you're in the broadcasting witness protection program.
The playmaker is here to close out the show.
Agent Zero.
I am just going to give him the floor, and we're just going to give him the floor for the final 12 minutes.
The Jason Bourne of the NBA.
Wherever he starts is
no, Victor. Where you want me to start it, sir?
NBA.
I'll definitely want to start the NBA.
You want me to start the NBA?
Because I was gonna say, like, I hope you would have came tomorrow because you said if you weren't busy, you'd be flaming the Rockets and the refs in Detroit.
I think this is going to be a double play for him because I want him back tomorrow if he's available. But let me do this and
I'll
do this
be here tomorrow.
properly.
I would definitely be here tomorrow.
Good,
right.
good.
But-
and he's going to hang with us for the entire 2 hours. Let me
But
do this.
Certain games have.
All yours, partner. Go for
All
it.
right, so they want me in the NBA. So, Big Dog.
Yes, sir.
What team you want to hear from?
You know what? Let's start with my beloved Boston Celtics because you know the father is going to be delivering the end of season service on the Lakers later on this week.
All right, so basically, Shane Dog is throwing me under the bus already. Good enough.
Well, you know, I am one of the sim racers around here. I know how to throw people underneath the bus and then hit them with the transmission on the way by.
Orlando. Now, I'm gonna see if Big Dog's gonna agree with me with this. 2 out of 4 games you basically gave to the Boston Celtics.
I agree with that
because of silly mistakes that you made down the stretch. You actually could have stole game 2 in Boston if you didn't make silly mistakes, and you could have won last night if you didn't make silly mistakes. You can't make these mistakes when you're going against the champs.
Nope. What do I often say, gentlemen? To be the champs, you must unseat the champs.
Pablo, fans writing for everything good that y'all did. Y'all didn't do enough in the fourth quarter.
No.
You turned the ball over in the fourth quarter.
The money
every time you got the game tied, you committed a turnover or you committed a foul with an and one, and it's like we're right back where we started at. These things you can't do against a defending champ. You did it twice in 4 games. That's why you're down 3-1. Which sucks for me because I got to talk about it more later on today.
I just came back. I got ribs in my hand. I got a bowl of mac and cheese. Now tell me why we're talking about the irrelevant, the hated NBA.
Because that's what the hell we decided to start with.
Because the playmakers here.
Fair enough.
Victor.
Yes, sir.
Who's on your list?
Oh, boy. I mean, I want to go for the elephant in the room.
You got a big enough tranquilizer dart for that?
But actually, I'll go with the Rockets.
Oh, so Houston. Hope you learned a very valuable lesson in game 3.
I hope we did too.
You sat there, you didn't have a Jimmy Butler on the court, and you let the Golden State Warriors come back from a double-digit deficit to beat you in game 3.
Just like they did in game 1.
Ouch.
See, but that was Jimmy Butler on the court. They didn't have Jimmy Butler on the court for game 3. There was no Jimmy Butler at all.
Nope.
So Houston, Ime Udoka, what are you doing? This was a prime opportunity for you to say they don't have one of their stars. We can go into their building. We can snatch home court back and make the all Golden State Warriors look like the spot that they're in. The 7th spot. No.
The teams I cheer on have one big problem. They can't win at home. My Panthers can't win at home. My KU football can't win at home. My Houston Rockets, oh look, what can I say? Can't win at home.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ray Jr.
But you know, here's I don't mind a game 1 loss because it's the first time that team was in that environment, so they had to understand the magnitude of what was happening. And then Chef Curry said, "This is why I am the chef around here."
Yep.
Then you see how they respond to the game too. I said, "All right, take that to San Francisco." Then they got even more interesting when they said Jimmy Butler would be out. I was like, "Oh Lord, Houston has a prime opportunity to get home court back," and yeah, effed it up.
I hope they bring it back tonight because I'm planning on doing a doubleheader. I'm going to call Panthers Lightning and then Rockets Dubs. And if it is a double point deficit in the fourth quarter for my Rockets, I'm cutting stream off.
No, you're not.
Houston, I hope you learned a valuable lesson. You take the games that are handed to you. You don't give them back.
Well, Playmaker,
this ain't Christmas.
I want to ask you, what
What was that, Droid?
What? I'm asking this is a question for the playmaker. What do the Rockets need to do tonight? Not F it up again.
Go back and watch game 2.
They're pulling it up on the big screen. All right, so this is what we want to do.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you the Golden State Warrior fan on this panel. Did y'all not get smacked in game 2?
Oh, we got spanked.
Yeah,
we got spizanked.
Had 16 rebounds, almost more rebounds than points.
Like Jalen Green, you're supposed to be the future of the league. Tonight is a night for you to show up. Matter of fact, Jalen Green, you know what I want you to do? Go to yesterday's tape and look at what Anthony Edwards did at LeBron James and look at Doncic.
Anthony Edwards smacked them two bitches around like they ain't know tomorrow, like they owe the money.
Anthony Edwards said, "I'm taking over."
Also, playmaker, Amin Thompson got to look in the mirror and be like, I'm supposed to be the future of this Rockets team, and I'm making myself look like a fool.
See,
one more team for the playmaker to look at, and then we got to close up shop. Playmaker.
I don't got no team to look at. I got to look at the rest.
do.
I got the rest to look at.
Oh, okay. Then we'll close with that. Go for it.
I was about to say we got to talk about that game.
Go for it. Go for it, man.
Now, I hear people say they let the boys play all game long in game 4 of the New York Knicks Detroit Pistons series. They kept it consistent. I'm good with that. But I knew when I saw it was a foul. So that's a foul. And then they showed the replay. I was like, that's a foul.
That was legitimately a foul.
And then right after the game,
they said it.
They said it was a foul.
Upon further review.
After the game is over, the broadcast is over, no replay.
Significant contact was made to Tim Hardaway Jr. by Josh Hart, and it was a foul.
Like we saw.
The ever more infamous 3 words, upon further review.
Do y'all realize y'all just decided a whole series just then?
Right.
Not just y'all didn't decide a game, y'all decided a whole series.
Decided the series.
This series is over now because they down 3-1. It'd have been a whole different conversation this morning if it was 2-2 going back to MSG.
No, it's 3-1 going back to the Garden.
But it's 3-1 now. And Detroit was highway robbed.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
I'll agree with that.
Question.
Yeah, they were.
There's no question. I watched it this morning. I was like, who's not calling this shit?
I don't want to hear about no 2-minute report. The fact is, and Snowman has said me this, do you have a chance? No, Detroit did not have a chance because you didn't call the foul.
Right.
That was the end of it. There was no opportunity for them to win.
When I saw that and I messaged Playmaker that very thing, done.
This series over now.
To borrow the words of my good friend Accountable Commentary on YouTube, finito in the sun for the Detroit Pistons.
And it's not even their fault.
No.
Dunsky's.
It is not. It is not.
It's Dunsky's.
They're done because the opportunity was taken from them.
Yep. Twice.
They're done because the ref. They're done because the ref.
Twice in the final 30 seconds. Twice.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing foul calls.
Yeah, the biggest thing is the refs botched it worse than Sin Cara ever botched his entrance.
This series is done now. They're not coming back from 3-1. Even though that does bring up nightmares for me in some aspects of Snowman would know what I'm talking about.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
But Detroit ain't coming back from this 3-1 deficit. Not against this New York team.
Not against them. Nope. Not a chance. What's the Vince McMahon song? No chance in hell.
No chance in hell.
You got
no chance.
Miami, I need y'all to do me one favor. Let's do what Memphis did in game 4. That's it. All I ask is for effort. That's it. Memphis gave me effort in game 4. It just wasn't meant to be. But they gave me effort. Can y'all give me some effort? Because what y'all did in game. I'm gonna stop.
Games stop there.
I'm gonna stop right there.
All right.
Save it for tomorrow.
Hopefully tomorrow we get some WWE news from the
Monarch. Oh no, that'll be later on. That'll be later on today. In about
and then the
2 hours.
The Playmaker's going to hang with us all day tomorrow.
That's what I said. Like, hopefully we
flames on the fire. What'd you say, Vic?
Hopefully we get some talk from the Monarch of Wrestling himself tomorrow.
Oh, if the Monarch of Wrestling shows up tomorrow, dude, you know somebody else is going to be poking his head in.
Oh, he's already poking his head in. I already know that. All right. Thanks, Playmaker. Appreciate you. See you tomorrow.
Now, forgive me not knowing the brother. You got your mic black. I don't know who the hell you are. It's like you're in the Broadcasting Witness Protection Program.
Now, before we go,
yes,
we were forgetting one thing.
What's that?
Mike Patrick.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
80 years young when we lost Mike Patrick, the original voice of Sunday Night Football. Him, Joe Theismann, Paul McGuire were Sunday Night Football on ESPN for all of us. Tomorrow, I will open the show with a broadcast dedication, not just to Mike Patrick, but to all the influencers of broadcasting that influenced me to get in the play-by-play game, which is now 30 years strong. I have a lot of people to thank. We'll do that to open shop tomorrow. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they're simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. We are, and we hope y'all are too. And get ready for some broadcaster highlight packages tomorrow as we honor Mike Patrick, Jim Durham, Jack Buck, Vince Scully, and a whole host of others. We're going to have some fun. Oh, and yeah, the Playmaker's going to hang with us too. God bless y'all. We love you. So long, everybody. We're out of here, folks. We'll see you tomorrow.